ऐसे ही सोच ले बस अब चुप वो लाइव कर रहा हूँ Hello viewers, this is the live session for class 10th topic of statistics. I'm just waiting for some people to join in. Yeah, 6 of us now and 12 of us now, very good. I think most of my students from the school, they will surely join in. HH Productions, yes, thank you so much for your compliment. Vedant Arya, always there for students like you. Praveen Kumar, Girish, Rahul Chaudhary, hello. Bhavna Agarwal, hello. Jeevan KP, hello. So I'm being joined by many of my students now. Yeah, the strength is increasing. 22 now. Piyush from Bangladesh, hello, big hello to you. Hope you will enjoy this session. Praveen Kumar, we can talk about that later, the RRB coaching. Mohammad Adil, hello. Vivek Srivastava, hello. Piyush, I think it's Piyush only. Thank you so much. Okay, let us begin the session. First of all, welcome to all of you in this live session of chapter on statistics, useful for your board examination of class 10th. Now, let me tell you, whenever we talk of data, this data is actually of two types. One is continuous and other is discontinuous. I have straightforward come to the types of data in terms of class intervals when there are grouped class intervals given. So either we have continuous data or we have discontinuous data. So the first thing which every 10 student should remember is that the continuous data for the class intervals, if they start from 10 to 15, so the first class interval is 10 to 15, the value where the first class interval terminates, that is 15, the second one will start from that. So 15 will be the lower limit of the next class interval, and the class size, so 10 to 15 we have 5, so class size will be same, 10 to 15, so 15 to 20. Now if this data continues in this manner, this is called continuous data. Now how we distinguish between continuous and discontinuous data? For discontinuous data, this value where the first class interval is terminating. See here we have 19 as the upper limit of the first class interval. The next value will start from some other number, not from 19. So 20 to 29, 30 to 39. So this is having a gap of 1 between the end point of the first class interval and the beginning of the second class interval. So whenever there is gap between these two, then the data is said to be discontinuous data. Now another type of data is when you are given the cumulative frequencies, like suppose you have shirt size, and shirt size starts from say 30, then 32, 34, 36, 38, and so on. And the frequency or the number of people, this number of people is given in the form of either less than type or more than type table. So suppose we have less than 3. So less than 10, less than 21, less than, say, number of people we are given in this form. So we have the less than type table. This is the less than type table. Or we can have it in the form of more than type also. So less than type or more than type. So these are the forms of discontinuous data. One is the difference between the upper limit and the lower limit of the first and second class interval. Second is when the data is given in the form of less than type. And the third one, when the data is given in the form of more than type. More than type. So more than type is also called above, and the less than type is also called below. So above type or below type data. So this is one concept which you need to know. Now, what do you do when there is a question which involves discontinuous data? Obviously, see, whenever the question involves discontinuous data, you need to convert that data into continuous form. So the first concept today which I am going to tell you is how to convert the discontinuous data into continuous data, because if you do not convert discontinuous to continuous, obviously you are going to face a problem when you solve the question of mean, median or mode. So let us take some examples of discontinuous data and we will try and convert that data into continuous form. I'll take a very small example so that we save time. Now suppose we are given class interval as 10 to 19, 20 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49, 50 to 59, and the frequencies as 3, 13, 21, 11, and 2. Now this is a type of discontinuous data. Now I am converting this into a continuous form, because without converting into continuous form, you cannot calculate mean, median, and mode effectively. Obviously, there are methods where you can continue with this form also, but it will be easier if you convert it into continuous form. So now what we do is the class interval and frequency. In case there is gap, now see this gap, here we have 19, here we have 20. So how much is the gap? The gap is only 1. So we take this gap 1 and divide it by 2. So this will come out to be 0.5. So what we do is every class interval, all the lower limits, these limits, all the lower limits, they are reduced by 0.5, and all the upper limits, they are increased by 0.5. So if you reduce this by 0.5, this will be 9.5 to 19.5. See, I have reduced this by 0.5 and increased this by 0.5. So like this, you have to reduce all the lower limits by 0.5 and increase the upper limits by 0.5. So this will become 19.5 to 29.5, 29.5 to 39.5, 39.5 to 49.5, and 49.5 to 59.5. Now observe that there is no gap in between the upper and the lower limit of first and second class interval. So now the frequency remains the same, 3, 13, 21, 11, and 2, which is given in the question. So this is one type of data, and this is the method how you convert the discontinuous data to continuous form. Okay, now let us take an example where we are given data in the form of less than type table. So I have a question for you here. So I have written some questions for you where we have the data in less than type table or below table also. Say we have marks and number of students. The marks are below 10, below 20, below 30, below 40, below 50. And number of students 5, 9, 21, 36, 50. Now see this data. Here we do not have any class intervals, and yet we are required to find the mean marks. Now obviously you cannot continue this kind of data and find the mean, because without having class intervals we will not have the class size which is required to calculate the mean. Now how to convert this data into class interval form? So what I do is I will write marks, and now I will write the class intervals and number of students. See the difference between these values 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So the difference is obviously 10. The difference is 10. So what comes below 10? It is 0, because we have to take a difference of 10. So below 10 is 0. So my first class interval will be 0 to 10. And obviously now 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and 40 to 50. These are the 5 class interval, because below 50 is the last class interval. So I do not need to write 50 to 60 here, because that will be above 50. So below 50, this will give you the final class interval upper limit. Now, how to decide the number of students? Just simple logic, simple understanding of the concept, and you can find out the frequencies of these class intervals. See, 0 to 10. 0 to 10 will include only the number of students 5, because all these are below 20. So below 10 is only 5. So the first frequency will come as it is. And what about 10 to 20 now? Just keep on subtracting like this. 9 minus 5, I'll write it for your convenience. 9 minus 5, your frequency will be 4. 21 minus 9, the frequency will be 12. 36 minus 21, the frequency will be 15. And 50 minus 36, the frequency will be 14. So now see, we have obtained a continuous type of grouped distribution, and now you can continue with the mean calculation, which I shall discuss later on in this video. Now, what is the checkpoint? How do you verify that these calculated frequencies are correct? Now there is a checkpoint here. This total frequency should be equal to the last number here, 50. So just calculate 14 plus 15 is 29, plus 12 is 41, plus 4 is 45, and plus 5 is 50. So this is the checkpoint. If you get the sum of all frequencies as the last number here, then you are going in the right direction and your continuous data is correct. So this is the second thing which you need to know in this chapter, that how you convert the below type table into a continuous distribution. Now let us have the third above type table, and we will try and convert that into a continuous distribution like we did just now. So I'll have a question here also. See, again I have the say daily income. This is in rupees, and number of employees. So daily income is above. Now we are having above type table, above 300, above 250, above 200, above 150, above 100, above 50, and above 0. So here we have the frequencies 0, 12, 21, 44, 53, 59, and 60. Now see, this is the third type of discontinuous data, wherein you are not given continuous class intervals, and now you have to convert this data into continuous form in order to calculate the mean, median, or mode. Now for this, let us write the same thing again. This is daily income in rupees, and this is number of employees, which is also denoted by F, that is the frequency. Now again, just see the class intervals. See 0, 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300 all have a difference of 50. So whenever you have a difference of 50, you have the class size as 50, and the minimum value is 0. So we have the class size of 50. So 0 to 50 will be your first class interval, followed by starting with 50 and ending at 100, because the class size has to be 50. And till where you have to go? See, above 300. 300 is your final value. So just keep on writing 100 to 150, 150 to 200, 200 to 250, and 250 to 300. Now this is the continuous class interval. Now how do you calculate the number of employees? Again, just little bit of logical sense and you can calculate that very easily. Now just see 0 to 50. 0 to 50 means we can start it from here also. You will find it very easy. Now see, above 250. What do you mean by above 250? Above 250 means 250 to 300. How many people are there? 12. So this 12 will come here automatically. And 200 to 250, just now keep on subtracting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You will get all your answers. So this is 21 minus 12, that is 9. 44 minus 21, that is 23. 53 minus 44, that is 9. 59 minus 53, that is 6. And 60 minus 59, that is 1. And again, the same checkpoint is there. You can check whether your distribution has come out correctly or not. What is the highest value? It is 60. Now check the total. 12 plus 9 is 21, plus 23, 44, plus 9, 53, plus 6, 59, plus 1, 60. So your distribution has come out correctly. Now this is the third type of data which can be given to you in your board exams. Remember, very important concept. And if you are uncomfortable in converting the discontinuous series into continuous, then we will have a problem in the board exams. So because this is the preliminary thing. So I hope you are all clear with the concept of conversion of continuous and discontinuous data. So I hope there is no query. If there is any query, I can clear it out so that I can move on to the calculation of mean now. Meanwhile, I am joined by a number of my students. Big hello to Nandini, Prerna, Wasim Riazi, Manoj Kumar, Prakash Ingle, Sagin. And thanks for the that compliment, Socom 70. Girish, hello. Ravi Pratap Singh. Yeah, surely I will have that topic also for quantitative, for this quantitative techniques for competitive exams. Okay, let us get on with the calculation of mean now. Now let me take one question of mean and I will demonstrate how you can calculate the mean using 3 different methods. Now very important for your board exam. I hope we are gearing up well in this topic, because there are a number of topics which are to be covered in my later live streams also. Median and mode will be covered in the later live stream. So I'll take one question now and we will try and calculate the mean of this data by using 3 different methods. Any of the methods can be asked in the exam. Now I'll take a simple question so that we save some time. Now see, we have a question, number of plants and number of houses. See, number of plants, the frequencies given are, the class intervals given are this, So these are the class intervals which are given in the question, and the number of houses, that is the frequency which is given, is 1, 2, 1, 5, 6, 2, 3. Now this is the question which we are going to do in the calculation of mean. Now how do you calculate mean? I'll just tell you that there are three different methods to calculate mean, and the first method for mean calculation is the direct method. For the direct method, the formula for finding the mean is x bar is equal to sigma fx upon sigma f. So I'll tell you what does this mean. First of all, we will have the formula. The second, we have the assumed mean method. Assumed mean method. And in this case, x bar will be calculated as a plus sigma fd upon sigma f. And finally, we have the step deviation method or shortcut method. Deviation method. It is also called step deviation. Let me not write shortcut because it's a raw term. Let us write step deviation only. Step deviation. So x bar is calculated as a plus sigma f u upon sigma f into h. Now these are the three methods through which you can calculate the mean. Remember, you can be asked any method through which you have to calculate the mean in board exams. So you need to know all the methods here. Obviously, if the method is not mentioned in the question, then obviously you can go for any method which suits you. Now, how do you calculate the mean of this data using the direct method? Now, for the direct method, the number of houses, this is f, and you need to calculate only one value, that is x. This is the mid value. Now, mid value means 0 to 2. What is the mid value of 0 to 2? What comes between 0 and 2? Obviously 1. Now, it is very simple to find, but obviously when the class interval is larger, what you do is you can add the two numbers 0 and 2 and divide it by 2. You will get the mid value. So 0 to 2, the mid value is 1. And 2 to 4, mid value is 3. And likewise, you can calculate all the mid values 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. So what I have done is I have calculated all the mid values. So I'll rub this off. This was just for your reference. So this is the first column you need to make in direct method. Just check whether this data is continuous or not. Now it is continuous. So take the mid values. I have taken the mid values and just multiply the last two columns f and x. So 1 into 1 gives you 1, 2 into 3 gives you 6. Likewise, you can multiply now all the corresponding f and x values. So 1 into 5 will give you 5, 3 into 5 into 7, 35, 54, 22, and 39. Now, sigma fx. Sigma means sum of. So you can add the numbers in the fx column. This will give you sigma fx. And add the numbers in the f column. This will give you sigma f. 9, 11, 15, 20, 25, 31, 32. So 2, 3, 3, 6, 8, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 162. And if you total this up, 4, 9, 15, 20. So we have 20 here. So the direct method mean will be sigma fx upon sigma f, which is 162 upon 20. So if you remove this 0, it will be 16.2 divided by 2. So your answer is 8.1. So this is the mean of the question using direct method. Hope you have understood this method. Very easy method, direct method. I'll tell you one limitation of direct method when we continue with the video. Till then, if you have any query, you can still ask. Salim Ahmed, thanks for the compliment. Yeah, we have a lot of followers now joining in, and I'm happy that people are getting benefited by these videos, because the board exam of class 10th is round the corner. My WhatsApp number is here, 9896369963, and all the class 10th students, they can ask me the doubts on this number if urgent, because I get a lot of doubts. So I'll try my best to solve the query free of cost. So this is one benefit I can give to my subscribers of the channel, uh, clearing of the doubts on the WhatsApp number. Now, if you have uh, understood this, we can move ahead now. I'll carry on the same question now using the assumed mean method. Now let us check out the assumed mean method. So I'll rub this off. This is the first method, direct method. Now to save space, I will just write f here. This is the frequency. And in all methods, you need to find the mid values x. So I will write it again. So x is a compulsory part. In every method, whether it is direct method or assumed mean method or step deviation method, you will have the column of x which is required. Okay. Now, next method, in the next method, what we do is we assume, let assumed mean. See, this method is itself is assumed mean method. So let assume mean. This is denoted by small a b. Now what we do is, from this the column of x, from this column of x, we have to assume a mean. Now how do you assume a mean? See how many values are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 values. What is the centermost value? So if you count 3 from here, 3 from here, this 7 is the centermost value. So our assumed mean is 7. How do we calculate assumed mean? We just take the central value of the column of x, the value which comes exactly in the center. So 7 is our assumed mean. Now I am sure the question which comes to mind is, if we have even number of values here, there will be 2 central values. How we take assumed mean then? Now very simple, just take the value which has higher frequency. So the value x which is having higher frequency will be your central value if there are 2 central values in the column of x. That is a very important point. If you take x otherwise, obviously you are going to have longer calculation, but your answer might still be correct. Sagin, if it's even number, yeah, that's what I was explaining, that if it is even number, then take the value which is having higher frequency, because the mean is closer to the value which is having higher frequency. So this is assumed mean. Now we will calculate the column of D. Now what is D? D is calculated by x minus a. Now a is 7, so x minus 7. This will give you the value of D. See, x is 1, so 1 minus 7 is minus 6, 3 minus 7 minus 4, 5 minus 7 minus 2, 7 minus 7 0, 9 minus 7 2, 11 minus 7 4, and 13 minus 7 6. Now this column is called the deviations from mean. So we have taken the deviations from mean, and now finally whenever we conclude the table, we have to multiply with the frequency. So f into d. Like in the previous method, x was the last column, so f into x. Now in this column, what is the last column head? It is the d. So we have to multiply f by d. Now multiply 1 into minus 6 minus 6, 2 into minus 4 minus 8, 1 into minus 2 minus 2, 5 into 0 0, 6 into 2 12, 2 into 4 8, and 3 into 6 18. And now we need to add this to get the value of sigma fd. Now how do you add this? Just add all the negative terms, 8 plus 2 10 and 16, so this gives you minus 16, and all positive terms add separately. 12 plus 18 is 30, plus 8 38, so we have 38 here. Now 38 minus 16 is 22. So we have 22 as sigma FD. Now all values are known. Now you can just substitute the values in this formula to obtain the value of mean x bar A plus sigma FD upon sigma F. Just put the values. A is 7, sigma FD is 22, and sigma F is 20. So this is 7 plus 2.2 divided by 2. So 7 plus 1.1. Again, we get the same answer as we got in the direct method. Answer is same, 8.1. I hope you have understood this method, because this is the most neglected part of statistics, the assumed mean method. And if you are mentioned, if you are given the method in exam, you cannot change the method yourself. So this is a very important method for board exams, and assumed mean method is the name of this method, wherein you calculate the column D. Now there was one question which I received on WhatsApp. That particular question had the class size of the class intervals was different. Now let me tell you, even if the class size of different class intervals is not same, then you can apply the direct method without any hesitation. You can just take the mid values of all class intervals, multiply them by frequency, so you get sigma fx, and divide it by the total of frequency, you get the mean through the direct method, even if the class intervals are unequal. So that solves the query which was posted on my WhatsApp. Mohammed Adil, yeah, may I have the question? I think your question. Yeah, unequal class intervals. I think that was the question posted by you only. I have just replied to that. Sunam, I think, yeah, we have just started the topic of statistics, and I will be going in a serial order and covering all the topics of statistics slowly. Might be in 2 live streamings. So just carry on watching. I think I'll come to median and mode also in subsequent video. Now, let us do the third method, that is the step deviation method. Now, for this, obviously, these columns till x, they remain the same, because just now I told you that x is an essential part. And the third one again involves the use of assumed mean. So let assumed mean equal to 7, again the same method. And now we have the class size also. Now this class size is denoted by h. Now see the difference, 0 to 2, we have 2 values. So class size is 2, 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6. If you take the difference, it will, every time it will be 2. So the class size is 2. Now we have 2 more variables. One is the assumed mean and other is the class size. Now we have a column of u here, because sigma fu is to be calculated in this. Now what is u? Now u is calculated by x minus a upon h. So x minus a upon h. I think that is not visible to you. I'll just write it below. So u is calculated by x minus a, that is a is 7 upon h. H is 2. So x minus a upon h. Now just carry on putting the values of x here, you will get the value of u. Now for simplicity, I'll tell you a shortcut how you can obtain these values without any calculation. I have encircled 7 here because this is a. So just write 0 in front of this. And now you have to make a number line. See, the values are decreasing here. So just write -1, -2, -3. And the values are increasing here. So write 1, 2, 3. So without any calculation, you can very easily calculate the column of u. Write 0 in front of the assumed mean, and then wherever x decreases, just write negative integers, and wherever x increases, just write positive integers. So even if you calculate, the column of u will be same. Now, the final column, I told you, it is always obtained by multiplying the last column with f. So f into u, now multiply. 1 into minus 3, minus 3. 2 into minus 2, minus 4. 1 into minus 1, minus 1. 5 into 0, 0. 6 into 1, 6. 2 into 2, 4. 3 into 3, 9. And now you have to calculate the sum of all these values, sigma fu. Very easy. 3 plus 4, 7, and 1, 8. So minus 8. And 6 plus 4, 10, 19. So 19 minus 8, it is 11. So sigma fu, the column is 11. Now, what we have the formula here, x bar a plus sigma fu upon sigma f into h. Now, I'll substitute the values here. We have 7 plus sigma fu is 11 upon sigma f is 20 into h is the class size, it is 2. So 7 plus 2 cancels 10 times 11 upon 10 is 1.1. So you get the same answer again, 8.1. So viewers, students, these are the three methods through which you can calculate the mean of grouped data. So I have discussed in this video how you can calculate the mean, how you can convert discontinuous above type and below type data to the continuous form, and then apply any of these three methods to calculate the mean. Now there may be some different problems which are based on mean. Now meanwhile we have Mitali Damle joining in. Hello Mitali. Sir, when class size varies, then what should be h? So that's what I told you. We'll discuss one question for that also, but you can always apply the direct method, because even if the class size varies, this direct method applies there also, because their class size h is not required. So go for direct method instead of learning a new method. So I think sir, u is d upon the h, right? Yeah, that's correct. D upon h always gives you the value of u. That is correct, and that is why we multiply here by h. So since you have divided by h to calculate u, we multiply it by h. So these two methods are nearly the same, except that the calculations are a little bit less. Any other query in these three methods? I can take it up. See, viewers, you may have how 11, sir? Please tell. Girish, 11. This 11. Yeah. See, Girish, these three numbers are negative, so I have added them up to get minus 8. And these three numbers are positive. I have added them up to get 19. Now 19 minus 8 is 11. So like that you calculate the value of sigma fu. So I hope that clears your doubt, Girish. Yeah, any other doubt? I'm waiting for any comment for any doubt. Mohammad Adil, if it's stated by assumed mean method in question, then what to do? Yeah, obviously when the method is stated, you cannot change the method. But yes, for unequal class interval, you need to learn the method if the method from 2 and 3, any of the method comes. Vivek Srivastav, yeah. Next live stream for median and mode, yes, 7:30 p.m. Stay tuned. That time also very important videos of median and mode. Deepak Singh, yeah. Yeah, I think there are no other queries. Rajesh Bangale, yes, I welcome you. Okay, now let us now conclude this. I will just tell you two more types of problem which may come in the exam concerning this important topic of mean. Now see, whenever you are having a question in which you have to find an unknown variable and the mean is given. Now that type of question is again very important, but you can use direct method to solve that type of question. I'll just give a hint to you because I don't want to get into the complexity of that question. That question is very easy. Now see, class interval is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. And the frequencies are 8, P. Now we have a P, 12, 13 and 10. Now see, we have a P here and we are given that the mean of this data is 27 and we have to find the value of P. Now this is one type of question which is asked in 2 marks in board exams and you need to understand this by using the direct method. Very easy. If you have understood the direct method, you can calculate the value of P very easily. Finally, what you obtain is a linear equation in one variable and that can be solved very easily. Now see, I'll just demonstrate it. Find x. 0 to 10 means 5, 15, 25, 35 and 45. And now f into x, direct method. 8 5 is 40, 15 into p is 15p, 25 into 12 is 300, 35 into 13, 350, 450, 455 and 450. Now you have the value of sigma fx here and obviously sigma f here. So in this you will have 15p, something plus 15p, and here you have something plus p. So if you apply sigma fx upon sigma f as the formula and equate it to the given mean 27, this will be an equation in one variable, and if you cross multiply it, you will find the value of p. So this is the method for finding the value of p in case we are given the value of the mean for this data. Meanwhile, I am joined in by many of my students. I think you have joined in late. You can watch the video later and tune into the second part of this live stream at 7:30 p.m. Meanwhile, the final part of this video, one more question of this type, wherein you have two unknown frequencies. Now, this type of question always comes in exam. If you see the previous year papers, you will find a lot of questions involving finding the unknown variables, two unknown variables. Now, obviously, when you have two unknown variables, then you have to make two linear equations and only then you can find the two variables. Now, see class intervals and frequencies. Suppose the class intervals are 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80, 80 to 100, 100 to 120, and the frequencies are 5, P, 10, Q, 7, 8. Now see, there are two unknown variables here, P and Q. Again, make use of direct method. That will be easier, but I am not saying that only direct method is applicable in such questions. You can apply step deviation method also. You will get your answer, but it is easier to use direct method in such questions where unknown variables are given in frequencies. So, two unknown variables, so you need to make two equations. One equation will be formed by the total frequency which will be given to you. Now see, in this question, the total frequency given is say 50. Now sigma f is given as 50 and the mean is given as 62.8. Now your two equation, one equation will be from sigma f which is 50. So add everything, 5 plus p plus 10 plus q plus 7 plus 8 equal to 50. So this will give you one linear equation. And the other part will be sigma fx upon sigma f. You can calculate x, then fx. So these two columns and then sigma f x. This is the column you have to make in direct method. Mean is given 62.8. So put the values of these two. So upon 50 equal to 62.8. So this will give you another linear equation. Now see, you have two linear equations and these two linear equations can be solved using the method of equating coefficients which you have learnt in linear equations in two variables to obtain the values of P and Q. Now I have just summarized the two type of questions based on mean, because I have already taught you how we can convert discontinuous type of data, above type series and below type series, to continuous form. And we have already done the direct method, the assumed mean method, and the step deviation method for calculation of mean. Now, if you do all the methods, finding single frequency and finding double frequency with the help of mean, then the topic of mean for class 10th examination is definitely covered. So, students, I think you must have seen the video from the beginning and you must have learned it. The things would have become simpler for appearing in board exams. Right now, it is scheduled on 28th of March. So, after this, we will have our second live stream in the form of median and mode. Till then, you can practice these questions and finally come up with your queries on the WhatsApp number which I have just told you. Share the video and subscribe the channel if you like the live stream.